down.
Right, this is going to have to be addressed.
Welcome everybody to episode 227.
I'm like, oh, what?
Just before it record, I just asked you, Julian Deane, what you like. I said, is that like a polo neck, or like a tight, just a t-shirt's got quite a tight neck, and you said no, but it's like a turtleneck short sleeve t-shirt.
No. It's actually a polo neck. It's got buttons up the top.
Oh, polo. Sorry, I totally misread that. That's absolutely fine. It's just
okay.
on the camera and on the light, it looks so high. It looks like a roll neck. So I thought you had a turtleneck short sleeve t-shirt.
No.
Like something like fucking
then
Tom Cruise would wear, or something.
Then you went, oh, we're gonna have to address this. Record. I'm like, what? Why?
I just thought it'd be such a funny item to have like a roll neck t-shirt. You look like an absolute psychopath, man.
Oh shit! I might get one, man. Just a roll neck jumper, but short sleeve.
Oh my god! It's like, have you ever seen? There's a photo of Chris Eubank wearing a short sleeve suit jacket. He looks like a nutcase, man.
Oh god! I mean, he is a fucking nutcase.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, welcome to the podcast, everyone. Episode 227.
227, big up, man.
Going to be a slightly shorter episode because at the technical issues again. We had a really smooth run with me being in Australia, you being in London. Recordings were all right. We had a couple of issues, but normally it was because of the guests' internet.
Annoying guests' internet, man.
We've had to do it on Zoom because the other things just aren't happening. So we always have to basically record for a bit, then just sack it off and move to this. You know, I mean, I'm literally on the other side of the world. It's like, you know what I mean? It's quite a luxury beef to have. I'm having a shit week technically. Like, members of our WhatsApp group will know, like, or actually not all of them. It was I put it on the Spartans group, didn't I, about my phone. I mean, the dumbest thing, I dropped a dumbbell on my fucking iPhone like an idiot.
Oh shit!
I always do. You know, if you're doing basically,
I didn't actually know that. I didn't read it.
Oh, right, okay. But if you're doing dumbbell bench presses, right?
Don't be weak. That's one of the rules.
Don't chuck them on your phone is one of the rules. But I always tuck my phone under the bench, like, and put my water there, like, just in case, like, you end up dropping them down rather than sitting up with them, right? And I just ran out of steam, and I put them down, dropped them to the side, and then sat up and looked down and realised I dropped it clean on my iPhone, man.
Oh shit! Those 1 kilo dumbbells can actually do a lot of damage to a phone, though. If there's someone screaming, those earbuds.
But the moment I did it, like, I looked down, my phone was just off, man. There was no signs of life. So
what were you doing with the dumbbells?
I was doing some little bench presses.
I find my fucking shoulder really twingy, man, for months now. I'm trying to do all the exercises to, like, sort it out.
Yeah.
But dumbbell bench press is a killer, man. I just end up frying them down and getting annoyed because it's just
I find them much more, the movement, I find it less stressful on my shoulders than barbell bench for some reason.
I can't do barbell either. I've got to do, like, the machine, you know what I mean?
I like a little granny, like a little old lady.
I've got to do the Zumba class.
got to do it with some elastic bands. No, it's I've always had dodgy shoulders. They're actually way better than they've ever been, but yeah, for some reason that barbell bench is still it's something about that movement that hurts, man. So, like,
you've got more freedom if there's a one in each hand, haven't you? You've got more, like, you're not fixed, so it's easier. Keep your elbows down as well.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Like, not up like that. Because when I was about 18, I used to do bench press every day.
Oh my God.
Like 15 sets of as heavy as I could go. Like, every day. I never knew about recovery. And I did it every 7 days a week for for months, man. And my chest got fucking ripped up, man. But
yeah, I imagine.
I must have done long-term damage to my shoulder, man. But I didn't even know about recovery, really. I just cared about summer coming.
Yeah. Just cared about getting them tits nice. But yeah, it's the only thing about doing dumbbell ones is you can't lift as heavy as the bar. But yeah, I mean, it is that thing of you do have to slightly take off a bit of weight.
Yeah, and you have to be careful when you pick them up and put them back. Like you have to put them on your legs and then lean back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen people put them on your
down. iPhone 13. Oh.
But like you can hurt your muscles if you put them down wrong as well. I've seen people just lean over and put them down like that.
Well, that's the thing. I never ever drop them. That's the weirdest thing. I've always moved my phone underneath the bench. I don't drop. I normally manage to just rock back up and then put them back safely.
I'm surprised they smashed your iPhone because they're so light. Those little foam ones.
Just one foam roller in each hand. But just struggling with it, like.
There's been some funny TikToks and that, but gym pranks are so funny to me. I don't know why, because it's so. There was this guy who was doing curls, but he screamed as loud as he could on each rep. Like,
oh my god!
I don't know why. It's just so funny.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound funny, but
the one I like. Gym-related clips are sometimes get served up is not the ones where people get hurt, but the ones where people are just doing mental shit, dumb things.
Yeah.
Like some nutter's gone to a gym and like you just can't work out what they're trying to do. Do you know what I mean? So if they've got their legs over a chin-up bar and they've got like dumbbells in each hand and they're just doing some wild shit. I love that stuff, man.
Yeah, some of the ones that people get hurt, man, are brutal.
I know, I can't
watch
their
knee snaps. It makes me feel sick. It's put me off the leg press machine because I've seen too many of them.
Really?
Like their knee goes the wrong way.
Oh my god, no way.
That's why I don't do leg press because I'm always conscious of that. Yeah.
But then not to get technical, but you just never ever let your leg get straight, innit? That's the thing with leg press. You should always keep a bend the natural way, and then you'll be all right. It's only when you straighten your leg out that it can pop the whole way. That makes me feel sick just even thinking about it.
Oh man, imagine that.
Oh god.
It'd almost be so painful that it'd be like numb. You're being shocked.
Yeah, your soul would just leave for a bit. Just be like, I'll see you in a bit, man.
You'd just be floating above your own body, looking at it, completely detached from it. Whoa, what's happening with this guy? He looks like me.
It's horrible. I once saw a mate get hit by a car, and two friends at once actually. So
Did you pull over after? No. Why didn't you brake?
I once saw a guy.
That's a good prank for your mate, isn't it? Run him over.
Yeah.
Psych. Jump out. Go. Got you there, man.
We were like 16 or 17. We were going to college, and then there was like 5 of us, and we walked out from behind a bus, man. It was idiots. We got off a bus.
That's the worst one, behind a bus.
Walked out behind a bus, and we were in a row of 2, row of 3. So I was in the row of 3, right behind. I'm talking like, I'd say 1 foot away from my other 2 mates. And as we walked out, man, I swear to God, this Range Rover with like them bull bars on the front just wiped the 2 of them out. It was like something from Final Destination, that film when something so gruesome happened so quick. Like,
it's so tragic. Did they get badly injured?
Well, so this is the weirdest thing. So like we walked out and literally I just saw the car go boom, and I saw my mate Sam fly up in the air, and Kwaku went flying, like literally, like he went about 40 meters skidding along the floor.
Did you ask him why his name's Kwaku afterwards?
While he's screaming with his legs broken. But they basically, so Sam went up in the air and came down and landed on his head. So we all ran
on his feet
and just ran off like a spider.
Just moonwalked out the road. Ran off like a crab. scuttled into the woods and lived there forever.
Basically,
Oh
Sam.
shit! That must have been traumatic
Well,
watching that though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Matt, I was fucked up for days, but like my we all ran to Sam because Quaker went flying and skidding along the floor, so he looked all right and he sat up. Sam went upwards like about 10, 15 foot in the air, came down on his head. So we ran to Sam
Oh,
thinking he's dead. Got to Sam, he sort of sat up. He was a bit dazed. He didn't have a single injury other than probably a minor concussion. Like he was a bit fucked up. So we got him to the side of the road. He was sitting up. We could see he hadn't physically damaged himself much. And then we ran down to Kwaku, who sat up. So we were like, he must be all right. And then I swear to God, man, we looked at his legs and they were fucked. Both of them, like,
what bent the wrong way, kind of
both
fucked.
bent in the most like he looked at them and started screaming because they were so
Oh
wonky.
shit!
They looked like sort of like boom boom like from the side,
Zigzags.
Like, yeah, the bull bar just hit him and just wiped both his legs out. He was in hospital for ages.
Lord.
Yeah, man.
Exactly the same thing happened outside my school. One of the kids of the year below me walked out in front of a bus, like a parked bus, and a Range Rover weirdly hit him. And he was mentioned in the school assembly that day. He was in a bad, like critical.
Everyone,
but he's all right. He survived and stuff.
Everyone at school I know, any school in the country, just knew somebody from their school who got just fucked by a car, innit? Like, it was really common.
I've never been hit by a car. Like I thought I might have done. So I used to like just bowl across a motorway or something. You know what I
mean? Yeah, it's weird. I'm trying to think. I've never been in a car crash. I've never even had a.
I've been in car crashes a few times. Nothing like overturned or anything though. My mate was driving a crane on like the M11, a fucking disgustingly huge crane. Like, you know, one of them cranes that aren't really on the road much. Like, it was ridiculous. And it turned on its side. I was actually in the traffic jam about 50 miles away. It affected the whole.
Oh my
and
gosh.
he miraculously, he got flung out of the door and just was all right. It was so weird. But he turned a crane on its side, man.
Oh man, yeah, that's fucked.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I knew loads of people that got hit by cars. I knew people that were fucked for life from car, like just in other schools and mates around the area who just like disabled and things. And like everyone just used to get hit by people used to get hit by cars all the time. Everyone talks about health and safety and stuff nowadays. I'm pretty sure it's way safer nowadays for like just people in general.
It's
with things like 20-mile-an-hour limits, like everyone moans about it, but there's way less kids getting totally fucking mullered by cars.
I mean, there's got to be less, isn't there? Yeah. 20 miles an hour is annoying, but if it's saving a few lives, it's still annoying. No, really. It is worth it, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, but
I knew a girl that got hit by a motorbike once. She just run out in the road, man.
That's what I know. Somebody who got fucked like for life by getting hit by a motorbike. She used to babysit me, and
oh shit!
And she like, you know, just sort of like she could function fine, but it just did cause some very, very severe lifelong damage
to the motorbike. I had a moped when I was 16. You didn't need to pass a test; you just get a provisional.
Yeah,
and you can drive a moped, and I've got a moped for
Isn't that still the way? I think that's still the case, isn't it? For a 50cc.
No, you have to pass a little test now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, like whatever it's called, just a little one.
Yeah.
But I got a moped for my 16th birthday, I think it was, and I had about 7 crashes on there that I don't know how I lived, man. Like I was going down the road in Greenwich in the rain. Because I had no training on the bike, just pull back and go, and you're you're doing fucking 45 on the road.
Well, weren't they restricted? Did you get yours de-restricted? Because remember them 50cc's, they normally maxed out about 35
or so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still fast,
you could de-restrict it and get it up. I know I had mates who de-restricted theirs who got them up to like 45.
Yeah. I mean, mine probably went about 40 max.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm going along. I mean, even 30 is fast, isn't it? Especially with other cars around, you're going underneath them and stuff. But I remember going down the road and missing my turning, so I just turned, and I went on the other side of the road underneath a van,
What do you mean underneath the
and
van?
like underneath the bumpers of a van coming the other way.
What do you mean
And I got
underneath the
up and
bumpers? How do you get under? What, you actually just went under,
I
physically
came
fully
off the
under?
bike. Yeah.
Oh
I
my
come off the
God.
bike and I slid along the floor,
Oh
and I'll
my
just get
God.
up and just wheel my bike home in so much pain, man. I remember
Fucking
once
hell.
lighting a cigarette on it with my helmet on, and I saw my mates over the other side, and I just pulled out, and this BMW just went straight into the side of me. And it hit me so hard that the bike bent a little bit. And my mates are panicking and they're trying to take my helmet off, but with the straps on, and they're like pulling my head.
Oh
And I
man.
thought I was paralyzed for a minute, but I was just fine. Every time I was just fine. Like, it was so weird. In the end, I ended up getting it scrapped because I got it scrapped for like £1.50 or something, and then bought some cigarettes. But I just was, I knew I was going to die on it at some point.
They are.
I remember I went up to my mate's secondary school, John Roan. It was another school to mine. Do you know what I mean? And I'm driving into their playground on my bike.
Fucking hell.
And everyone's in their lesson, but I'm doing like a big circle around their playground. And my pedal, I went so low, my pedal hit the floor, and I just came off it and just fucked up, man. I was in so much pain. And everyone in the classroom just, I just looked like an idiot.
Did anyone know who you were? Could they
I
see
had
your
the helmet
face?
on, so a few people, but not really.
Oh man.
Shame on me.
That was always such a naughty kid thing to do, is go to another school. And I
I
don't know
used
what
to
it
do it
is.
all the time.
Yeah. There was so many like sort of other kid. Like, there was always like you'd be in school and you just see another kid from another school just floating around. You're like, something weird is happening, man. That's a naughty
We did it.
thing.
We did an amazing one once. I was in that like weird little children's zone thing when I was like 13, and it
Yeah.
was next to Abbey Wood Secondary School.
Yeah.
And about 5 of us, I mean, obviously we're bunking off school most of the time.
Yeah.
So we were just free in the day. We went into the secondary school
Remember,
and
I thought
sat
you
in
said.
lesson.
Yeah. That is, I mean,
And we were just
that is
taking
one of
it.
the most insane things I've ever heard you say.
And then we like one of they were all fucking obviously reprobates who I was with, man. And like one of them starting on one of the kids, and then the next thing, all the kids were like starting on us. We had to just flee, man.
Oh, did they actually? So they did fully gang up on you and get you
Yeah,
out of there.
they
Oh, that's
did.
pretty good. That's good to know that
It was
they
quite
took
impressive
control of the situation.
Yeah, they did, man. You can't go onto someone else's manor
No.
when there's five-handed and start trying to run thing. I didn't get beaten, man.
Oh man,
I wasn't the ringleader though.
well, you're not. Do you still have any contact with any of the old reprobates from that time?
Nah, none of them. Nah.
I was gonna check some questions. I think I've just realised I've got WhatsApp open in the background here. Let's do some bloody
Patreon questions.
mate.
If you want to join Patreon, it's patreon.com/wearetvi.
And you don't just get extra longer episodes and other bits. You get
No.
You also
get a direct debit.
You get
That's an added bonus.
But like, I did a preview for patrons of a run through of new material for my new show on, when did I do it? On Sunday. Very fun. I'm doing another one in 10 days.
You get to see Edinburgh shows.
Basically,
if you join.
Very early versions, but it was really fun. Everyone was really nice, and we had a few fun chats in and around it as well. It wasn't just, I didn't just do it like I was like a monologue. I was working through the material, but we kept stopping for little chats, and there was a bit of pre-chat, and really fun. Very nice, really nice people.
I'll come along to the next one.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. I think it's
and heckle.
Bring a stag.
Anyone else think? Put in the comments. Anyone else think this is shit?
Here we go. This is a good one from Ed. Good question. What's the most ostentatious piece of clothing you've ever seen a comedian wear on stage? E.g., leather shirt, a sword cane.
A sword cane.
I don't know what. Yeah.
Ain't they
Um,
illegal?
like what have people worn? I'm trying to think who was quite a sort of outlandish dresser. I mean,
Don't know, really.
You remember Sean's two-tone suit he wore? Like he wore
Oh
like
yeah,
a,
he only wore that for one gig though, didn't he?
yeah, I
Or
think it was like Live at the Apollo or something. He got like a weird sort of like, looked like Two-Face
two-tone
from
suit. Yeah,
Batman. That's a pretty bold statement to wear on a TV gig.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, I've worn some fucking bloody. I remember wearing like women's fucking like tight
Knickers,
women's pom poms. I
dirty with knickers, women's dirty knickers you bought off eBay.
Japanese schoolgirl knickers that I just keep in my pocket when I'm on stage.
That I
I
keep in my mouth while I'm doing a show.
no, I used to wear like women's jeans that were so tight and stuff, man. They were just looking back, it was just fucking silly. But
Yeah,
I'm trying to think
I
of
don't
what
know
else
really.
I've
I've had to
seen.
wear tracksuit bottoms once because I forgot my trousers, and I put a bit of black tape over the Nike sign
Oh my
because I
God.
was so. It was so weird. Why did I
Yeah,
do that?
I know.
No
Just
one cares what you
own
wear,
it.
really.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As long as you look like, I do think I do sometimes see comedians dress way too casually on stage. You know what I mean? Like in terms of a like baggy t-shirt looks like they're doing the fucking shed,
Looks like,
emptying the
look
shed
like
out or
yeah, they
something.
just slept in a car or something. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just iron your like do something. Not that
exactly.
iron anything, but you
But
got to
like,
dress a little bit.
I know it's, yeah, just just get a t-shirt that looks smartish, fits. Just get a fit that's right.
Yeah,
I find bad fitting jeans really stresses me out when I see somebody in a bad fitting jean
I know when they're all like creased at the knee or something,
and all
like really
fucking
big
like
at the knee.
gathered around the bottom and stuff like, and not in a sort of,
Yeah,
if it's obviously a design style you can normally see, but when it's just
yeah.
they've not even thought about it, they've just gone to a shop and picked a pair that fit around their waist, and what happens after that is just chaos. They don't give a shit. They don't even look. It's just like whatever
As
happens
long as it's a
happens.
32 round the waist, doesn't matter
Don't matter
how
what the
they're
legs are
hanging.
saying. That's what I mean. It shows a lack of consideration about, like, you're on stage in front of an audience of people, man. At least just have a conscious thought about how you come across. You know what I mean?
I
It's such a
saw a guy
mental thing.
today with like weird jeans on. They were annoying, and like I even so much I like looked back at him. Like I looked back at his jeans and like,
Oh,
dude,
yeah. It's odd, isn't it? Like, I don't know. I just think it's such a
yeah,
simple thing just to, it doesn't have to be expensive jeans. You could get a bloody pair of jeans that fit well in Primark. You know what I mean? Like, it's just about
definitely.
just try enough on just to work out what looks good on your body
I've been
shape.
going on Vinted lately, man. That's a
You
good
get some
fucking
decent
website.
stuff.
I've got some serious jeans now, like they're
What are you
only like a
saying?
tenner or so. Nice. What jeans I've got All Saints ones,
Yeah, yeah,
Hollister
yeah.
ones. They're like £9.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fucking bargain,
I
man.
got a pair of. I tell you, I got another. Like I mentioned, I always bloody mention whenever we talk jeans, talk about nudie jeans. I've got a few pairs. I
They're the
bought.
ones you can get repaired
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
forever, yeah.
I got a pair of nudie jeans. I can't wear them here because they're really thick. These are a thick denim, so they're like more of a. I probably could start wearing them in about a month or so when it starts cooling down, because otherwise I'll be sweating. But
Hot legs.
yeah. But I bought. I just went into a charity shop and just found the most perfect condition pair of nudie jeans for like. I'm not even like, they were $15 or something. That's like £7.50 English money. I couldn't believe. What did you just throw over the camera?
You just throw a tissue into the bin
Oh, cool.
and missed it.
Uh,
I was gonna pretend I hit it because I'm a liar, but I
yeah,
missed it.
but yeah. So again, even that you can normally, if you go to like sort of a couple of charity shops, you'll find a good pair of jeans. You'll find like there's charity shops that have Levi's sections. You get a pair of quality vintage Levi's for 20 quid or something. So. And Levi's have got literally every cut of shape of jean you want. Like, you know what I mean? Just find the shape of Levi's that fit. They've got skinnies, they've got straights, relaxed, all them sorts. So Find them.
The
If they're
problem
too
is the charity shops around here are fucking expensive, man. They look
really,
like Zara or
I
something,
mean
and it's like
Blackheath, yeah. But still, they won't be as a pair of
there's a
jeans
jacket in
won't.
there like 120 quid when it's 140 new. You're
Yeah,
like,
I mean
no,
that's
man,
fucked. That's nice. That's a bit much, isn't it? But
get on vintage, man.
yeah, man. So, but yeah, I don't think in terms of like you don't really see comedians dressed too crazy anymore. It's nice when you see somebody dressed for the occasion, like sort of. Do you know? I've had this conversation with Kiri Pritchard McLean. She's a big purveyor of like, just you should look on stage like you've put something on for the gig. Doesn't
Yeah, Rachel does as well, dresses
Yeah,
like
yeah.
nicely, doesn't she?
It's just a nice little touch of like she goes, even if it's subconscious, whatever, the audience are just aware that you're doing a show for them. Like,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
I mean
yeah.
when you see somebody dressed like absolute shit on stage and it looks like they've just wandered on. And there's
Yeah, yeah.
something
They wouldn't even
about
get in the club with that on.
exactly. So I do think, it's not judgy or anything. I'm not saying, it's more just I think you should look like you've put a little bit of effort in.
Yeah, man.
Here we go. Jason says, when you put together a new set, does it always have the same lifespan? What determines the lifespan? I mean, very different answers, I suppose. Mine's more boredom. I don't mind don't have the same lifespan. Sometimes I have a routine that even if it works and does well, I'll only ever do it a handful of times. Sometimes I have one that lasts ages and it will come and go. Like, but yeah, it's not. There's no. I don't have a set rule. Some comedians have much more set rules on their stuff. I'm always very just see what happens in it.
Louis C.K. always says it's like a fruit that's once it's ripened, it's at its peak, and then it kind of you forget like why it was fun, and then it sort of goes off.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, sorry.
I was going to talk over there, but I thought I'd just leave and we'll just leave a couple of big sneezes in. It's quite fun.
I've been sneezing all day, man.
What's it like? What's the weather saying there in a minute? Is it chills still? Or
Just
is it
rainy the last couple of days.
okay?
Yeah, people are getting quite depressed because of the rain. It's all grey and that. But I've
Yeah.
been trying to you remember Goonies when it was raining? I try and pretend it's nice. It's hard though.
Yeah.
It's hard when it's gloomy.
Yeah, it's well, it's that funny thing being here. Like it's like basically over the weekend here, and then into the start of the week, it was so hot. It was people were like, I can't leave the house." Like it was sort of, because it was like 40 degrees, 39 degrees, and that's if you're somewhere where it's like a bit tropical and things like that, it's almost you understand that weather. When you're in like, just a normal city, that is just ungodly, that sort of heat, man. But like but again, everyone else was moaning and staying indoors and shutting curtains. Like my in-laws were shutting the curtains and being like, just it's almost like hunker down, don't leave the house. And me and Hannah were like, nah, let's fucking just lean into it, man. So we just went to the beach both days, put up a little canopy, and because once you're in the water, man, it's nice and cool, and we were just in and out of the water. Twyla was loving it. So like, I think you just got to lean into it sometimes and
as long as you got sun cream on, you're all right, innit?
yeah, I mean that sun cream in 40-degree direct sunlight, I had to reapply about every 30 seconds. Otherwise I was going to cook.
I've got to go to Dubai next month. I'm looking forward to it, but it's a long time, man. 10 days or something.
10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get 4 days off in the middle.
Oh, that's all right. 4 days to soak up Dubai's rich cultural heritage.
To find some of them brass houses, you know what I mean?
Get some coke. Here we go.
Got prison in Dubai forever.
Favorite conspiracy theories. I mean, at the minute, that one about bloody Kate being dead's good fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I ain't really followed that. I mean, it's hard not to kind of see what's happening, but I'm not really.
Well, it's
So what the deal was? What's the problem
she,
with her photoshopping that? Why does everyone care? Like,
well,
what
because
did she
basically,
Photoshop?
I mean, again, it's like the thing is, photos getting not touched up is not the end of the world. It's not like a new thing. But I think what it is she's not been seen publicly since December or November or something like, and
Ah,
like she hadn't been seen. And then they released a statement saying she'd had abdominal surgery and she was recovering. So she's like stepped back from public appearances and any work. And
yeah, yeah,
then and then people like, but then it got to the point where it's been like 4 months and no one's literally laid eyes on her.
yeah,
and
yeah.
and so people were like, what the fuck's going on, man? You've got like no updates or anything. And then they released a Mother's Day picture of her with the kids, and it was all doctored. Like, it looks like they've literally put a composite together of loads of different photos.
It's weird
So
how she would do that before
well this
sending
is
it to the press, isn't it?
this is it.
It's
So like,
weird.
so everyone's gone, hang on, you've not released a statement telling us how she is or what's going on. She's not been seen for 4 months, and now you release a photo that's obviously doctored. So that it's normally, if it was doctored, a normal photo, you wouldn't give a shit, but because of the 4 months leading up to it,
Okay. I
people have
wonder what
gone,
the fuck people care for.
yeah, people have gone, something weird's going on. And then the excuse that she did it, it's like, come on, mate, are you just knocking about on a bit of Photoshop? You're a royal, as if you're doing your own photo editing. So it's bullshit as well,
Yeah.
isn't it? So like, I think
You
that's
think
just
that she didn't do it? She's lying. Yeah.
100%. I don't think the sort of future Queen of England is sitting there on Photoshop.
Yeah.
Come
It's
on, mate.
weird.
So like, I don't know. I'm not. I don't give a shit what's happening. But like, I think now it's like fed the conspiracies of like something bad's happened. She's really ill. She can't be seen publicly. They couldn't use a new photo because she looks so right. All these different ideas are now swirling around, I think.
Yeah. See what
Um,
happens.
but yeah. So
Um.
the big running joke of conspiracy is they killed her and they're trying to cover it up.
Oh right. The moon landing is quite a big one, isn't it? Because a lot of people think that's bullshit.
Yeah. But weirdly, in terms of like when it says favorite conspiracy, that one has never really. I don't really. If it came out tomorrow, the moon landing was fake. I don't know why I wouldn't really give a shit. You know what I mean? It's not one that like, I like the ones where it's sort of big, like flat Earth. I don't believe that Earth is flat at all. I think like and I've got family members who do,
Yeah.
and I find it ridiculous. But at least if it came out, it was true. That would be like fuck. You know what I mean? At least I want something that's so
That'd
big.
be crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I
That'd
want from a
change
conspiracy theory.
everything,
The
wouldn't it? About
stakes,
our reality.
yeah, yeah. The stakes I want are so high in that. I like those ones, and the other conspiracies I like are the ones that are just nonsense. Like, why would I give a shit? But it's quite funny. Like somebody's dead. Like Paul McCartney died and was replaced. Them sort of funny
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, yeah.
Replaced by a guy who looks exactly like him, can write music like him, and sounds exactly like him. Like the chances of finding that person are so slim. Like it's
Do you think
ridiculous.
people making up these conspiracies are like people just bullshitting, aren't they? Just lying to get
Well, I reckon
someone to believe it.
they start with a bit of bullshit. I reckon most conspiracy I do think start with probably somebody just fucking about a bit, and then they just catch on, and people that really want to believe it just make it big, innit?
Yeah, yeah. It's like the COVID lot. But I'm a bit more like the truth's probably a bit more in the middle with the COVID lot. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
anti-maskers. I don't know. I kind of regret, I just feel a little bit about the vaccine. Maybe was a bit shit. You know what I mean? I don't
Might
know.
have been a bit shit. I don't. Yeah, I'm not. I think again, I
I don't
agree.
think they did it on purpose. I think if the worst is they just rushed it through,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know what I mean? And
yeah. And
because I do
yeah,
think I
and
got more ill since I've had it. You know what I
since you
mean? I
had
don't
what?
know. The vaccine.
Really? How many did you get?
Two.
Okay. Like, because
But
my thing.
I don't know if that's bullshit either.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think it probably was a bit shit. I think like my theory on the whole COVID thing is it was just blind panic, innit? I think they just shit their pants,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of the rules, a lot of the things that they brought in were probably well intentioned, but
Stupid.
were just dumb
Yeah.
because they just would literally were like it was, I think they were all so like covering their backs, trying to be like, we can't have loads of people just dying on our watch. So they
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
and
I think
panicked.
that as well. It
I
was well
do think
intentioned.
so. I'm not one of these people that thinks like yeah, it was right to lock everyone up and do all that shit. I think that was like it was just panic. And
I
actually,
really enjoyed the lockdown
exactly, there
personally,
was that
but
as well. Yeah,
it caused a lot of like fucking mental health problems
yeah,
and, people not seeing their nan die and stuff.
yeah.
You
And
know what I
also I know
mean?
that the hangover from it as well. I know loads of people that are now still just like hand
What,
sanitizing
financially?
all the time. No, I'm talking like
Yeah, I
actual the
know.
physical. I know people that are still
I
masked
know.
up. My mother-in-law won't go into the city without a mask on. It's like she's one of the
Yeah.
healthiest. She's late 70s, one of the healthiest people you'd ever meet. Like literally, like, physically about as healthy as you can be at that age. And like, it has definitely it caught an anxiety in her that is never going to go away. Just for life now, she's
Yeah.
going to be super vigilant about stuff. And
Especially the OCD people and stuff. They
yeah,
probably just like with the hand sanitizer and stuff. And
I was talking to someone the other day about the hand sanitizer, like, and it felt like almost a weird. I was like sort of admitting something, but like, I never ever. I hated hand sanitizer. I hate hand sanitizer. It makes my hands feel disgusting. Like, really,
yeah,
really fucks it. Like, and it brings back an OCD thing I had when I was young. I used to have this OCD thing where I always used to like rub in between my fingers. My fingers, they felt like there was an uncomfortable feeling in the inside of my
yeah.
fingers, and like it was just a nervous tick I had when I was young. So I always used to sort of do this and run my finger through them, like, and I'd do it for fucking ages, right? And I've not done it since. I got into adulthood, it went away. Using hand sanitizer makes me do it. It brings back the uncomfortable feeling. So I never used hand sanitizer during the pandemic. I was like, I can't. If I've used it a few times, it fucked my hands up. Made me get this nervous, itchy, discomfort back. So
I sometimes use it still. Like I've got a little bottle in my car and stuff, a nice smelling one. I sometimes use it, but not because of a virus. Just you know what I mean.
just
To
like the
clean my
smell.
hand.
Weird reason to use hand sanitizer. It just smells nice. Um, all right, another question. Has any topic on the WhatsApp group given you any material to use on stage? I reckon I've probably like something's happened to me that I've mentioned on a WhatsApp group that has then become a routine. But I don't know if anything's
Yeah,
come
yeah,
fully out of the um, WhatsApp group. But yeah,
yeah.
uh,
Nothing with me really. I don't think.
no.
Don't know, man.
So hang on, let's do this one instead. This is a political. Oh, it's not. I see it. Right. So it says apparently Rishi Sunak said he won't return the 10 million donation from Frank Hester, who allegedly said a black woman MP makes him hate all black women and that she should be shot. What would it take for one of your patron backers to have said to you to cancel their subscription and be booted out of the WhatsApp group? Uh,
Nothing.
and then she said, "And why is it Martin who said it?" That's quite funny. It was, yeah, like what would it take for us to ban a patron? I think just
Nothing.
but no, but like I think if a patron said something horrific in like
If they
WhatsApp
don't
group or
agree
on
with that
Patreon,
MP.
they would be kicked out of the WhatsApp group. They'd be kicked out
Oh,
of
if they were like, yeah, they broke the rules, I guess.
yeah. But I think like I ain't stopping their direct debit. I'm taking their bing bong. If anything, I'd take their money with more joy. It's like you're taking money off somebody who said something horrible. That's
No, I can't
better than
imagine
not
anyone
taking the
getting
money.
kicked out the WhatsApp group though. Like,
No, don't. But I mean, because of how everyone sort of behaves themselves, don't they? But like,
yeah,
I mean, somebody would get if somebody did something abhorrent, they would get kicked out. Obviously, you know what I mean. So, but as yet,
there could be a troll
yeah,
coming there, couldn't there? Just be well racist or something.
exactly. So they'd
Yeah,
have to get the boot. But I think as yet that's not happened. So yeah, right. Here we go. Here we go. Britain has recently. Britain was recently rated the second most miserable place on earth after Uzbekistan. Can you give the British public some reassuring, comforting words that things are going to be all right in the end? I
yeah. I
I
think
read
they're
this story.
pussies.
Yeah, I think they're pussies, but like, it's
I
funny,
mean,
isn't it?
they've
Like,
never had it any better than today, have they? Like the internet, like you know, what I mean,
yeah,
people are living longer.
I know, but that's still they're markers that they're not the best markers, are they? I think
I mean,
Britain
we
is one
did
of
imagine
I've
World War II, imagine them days, you know what I
yeah
mean? Or like the medieval times where people were, you know, you saw like
But then that's
the
the thing.
leprosy times and
But what?
stuff.
But what?
Fucking
If you read
hell.
this article, the articles that are about this, what you realize is it proves that happiness isn't related to like the things you expect it to be related to. Like
It's
think
an inside job, yeah.
like countries like bloody the so you'd think the bottom of that list should be like somewhere like the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is pound for pound the worst place to live on earth, right? And
what in terms of financially and food
financial,
and
yeah. I mean,
comfort.
it's an absolute. It's like or places
Yeah,
like Ethiopia that are currently going through horror stuff. Fucking Syria, like you know, there's places where you'd think would mark much lower than Britain, where Britain is
yeah,
relatively comfortable as a nation, but what you realise is actually sort of there's no in Britain. I think currently there's no sort of social cohesion. People like people's money is basically not getting being able to be spent on the things that they think are important. People can't afford
yeah.
housing. People can't sort of everything's more expensive than like so everything feels more just shit. I think. Whereas in most countries, if the general base level is shit, but things don't even feel achievable, then they sort of they accept it a bit easier. Whereas in Britain, it feels like hang on, there's loads of money in the economy. We're literally being called the fifth biggest economy in the world. You know, everyone's talking it up like things are on the up, but then
But that
everything's
isn't
got
where real happiness is. You know what I
no, no,
mean?
no.
Like some of the most miserable people on the planet are living on yachts in the south of France. I bet. You
Yeah.
know what
There
I
is
mean?
that, yeah. But I
Like,
just mean in terms of like, I
I
think
mean,
the
that might be an exaggeration, but do you know what I mean? The
yeah.
point.
But I mean, just like that thing of, I think it's the lies that people are told. They're told that they're living in a wealthy, modern democracy, but
Also, how do they
despite that,
measure
everything
this?
feels
Because
shit. I mean,
it
it is.
might look
It's
shit.
literally a survey.
It might look shit on Twitter, or I mean, who did they ask on that survey? I didn't get asked. Like, how many people did they ask?
I
What,
don't know. I
200?
no, it's probably I don't know. It's probably more than that, but like it wouldn't be a massive study. It's probably a
But if you look
couple of
around, you go
thousand.
outside, people aren't miserable. I mean, there are a lot of kind of miserable people, I
I
guess,
mean, there
but
are. I mean, I will say from being here, like it's noticeable how less miserable people are in Australia than Britain on a day-to-day basis.
I think
Like,
that's the weather
no,
helps.
no, I think it's a like the fact that the British people are called whinging poms by Australians. They have been forever because of
Yeah,
their moaning, right? Britain, we're known as moaners in the UK.
yeah.
Like national, like globally, we're known as moaning, like people that
People
moan a
love
lot.
moaning, don't they?
Yeah, so it's a national thing to moan, but add that in the fact that now we're going through a bit of a shit period where people can't get on the not just like buying a house, but even renting has gone through. People can't afford to
Yeah.
like what the percentage of like income that's going on living costs is just skyrocketed. So I think there is reason to moan. So I think, but like, whereas I think a lot of countries, their people just aren't as moany. So they might have it shitter on paper, but they just don't find it as shit as we find, you know, having to get on the tube.
It's an inside job, happiness, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think British people are very good at just being content.
Nah, they just want to blame everyone else.
Yeah. So that would be, I suppose, that if in terms of asking if we've got any words of advice or
Kill
comforting
yourself.
words, kill yourself, or just just realize it's not
Shut the
that
fuck
bad.
up, man.
Yeah.
Write down an appreciation list every day, or think about what you appreciate and you're grateful for,
Yeah.
and just focus on that. You know what I mean? If you focus on what you're miserable about, you get more of that, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Let's
Then
just quickly
kill yourself.
let's quickly do a couple more and just do fight that because I've got to bloody go make breakfast for my child. Oh, this is a good one. What's the film that you don't get and everyone else seems to love? Mine's Napoleon Dynamite and Monty Python. That's from James. Like I would say, weirdly, Monty Python. Like as a comedian, it feels like a sort of sacrilege to say it, but apart from Life of Brian, I never liked any Monty Python, man. Growing up, I always thought it was shit. I thought it was
I know what you
naff.
mean. I never got Blackadder, to be honest, and people raved about it. Or
See, I liked Blackadder, sort of, but like just some of the other ones that people rave about, I just thought, what are you on about? Like it's
and it's so big, Monty Python. Like in America, they loved it as well,
yeah.
didn't they? And it was huge. I just didn't really relate to those guys either.
No,
Like,
no, I think that's part of it. I literally grew up like, you know, I would have, but people used to quote Monty Python sketches, and I was like, I'd rather watch the two Ronnies than like Monty
yeah,
Python
yeah,
by
yeah.
any stretch of the imagination.
I'd
Like,
sooner watch Hale and Pace.
yeah, I used to love Halen Pace, mate.
Hale and Pace were good, man.
Yeah,
Like in
man.
their day
But
when
it
they were
might
the
have just been an
bouncers and
age thing. But I know loads of like, there's probably loads of comedians our age that really sort of hold Monty Python in this high regard. And I really like The Life of Brian because when I saw it, I thought it was funny, and I probably saw it at a good age to see it. And then I watched all their other
yeah,
films
same.
and stuff, and I thought they were rubbish, man. They're just not for me. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't.
Yeah, I'm the
There's
same, man.
but I mean, in terms of other
Fuck Monty
films,
Python.
fuck those guys. Napoleon Dynamite, I did like actually at the time. The only film that I can think off the top of my head that I never liked that was lost in translation, and when it came out and everyone was wanking about it, I thought it was crap. Oh, and The Hurt Locker, that one like Oscars and stuff. And
I've not seen
I
that.
really liked some of the other films that is it Catherine Bigelow, the director, she made.
What's that new film? It's fucking quite big or over the last few weeks. That Bradley Cooper
Maestro.
thing.
I watched Maestro. I really liked it.
You know what? I can't like it. I just hate it already. Just like whoa, well, he puts loads of prosthetics on. Whoa, he's so
Well,
great.
I was a bit
Like
cynical, but when I watched it, as much as I went in cynical, I was like, "This is a really good film. He's really good in it, and
I
it's
didn't
a
like the
very well
actors'
made."
interviews about it, and it just put me off. I was like, oh fuck off, Bradley.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his. Weirdly, I'm not a fan of him as a person. It seems like whenever I see him, I find him a bit cringy. But
Yeah,
but when you watch him in something good, he is a fucking good actor, man. Like, and it's weird. So you have to get over the sort of the like him so desperate to like win an award and stuff, but like he absolutely deserves to get nominated for best actor. Like when you watch it, he's really good in it, and it's a way better film than if you've got reservations, give it a go because it's fucking good. And like what's really good at it, because I'm not a fan of a musical biopic, you know what I mean? Like whenever they made like Ray, the one about Ray Charles, and I always find them so shit. I hated Bohemian Rhapsody. Like I think they're always made with such wet bullshit. Like there's such a there's sort of got this veneer of like nonsense to them. But I thought Maestro was just really well made. It was very simple. I thought how they did it, and it was nice. They didn't put too much bells and whistles on it.
I'll tell you what I think's overrated. It's not a film, but I think not overrated because I can see how great a band they are, but just their songs like Queen. They just Bohemian Rhapsody's fucking shit, man.
It's not. Oh, come on, man.
It's so gotta moosh. What?
Yeah,
Like it's
there's a lot of
rubbish,
yeah, but it's
man.
the point. I suppose it's the point of it.
It's
Is it's
so
meant to be?
shit.
It's meant
If
to
that
be
comes on
big
the
and
radio, it would
stupid.
jar me. You're like, I'll mute it for a little while.
See, weirdly, I like quite a lot of their stuff, but I don't love the band. I loved Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury is like one of my favorite
Yeah,
frontmen
I
of all
think he was
time.
an amazing singer and a good guy and original, you know what I
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
And they're obviously a good band. I
But
can
I know
see
what you
the kind of
mean.
their concert, it might be, that big concert that he did
Yeah,
at, was it Wembley, maybe?
yeah. Live Aid.
I can appreciate that, but I just think their songs are just boring. It's a bit like ABBA. ABBA would
See, I
jar
quite like ABBA as well.
fucking ABBA comes on, it's like fuck off. Or Madness. Like that was like
Yeah, but again, Madness,
our
like,
house. Fuck off. It's just
yeah,
dull to me.
I quite see Madness.
Depresses
I
me.
used to think Madness was shit and naff, and then I've sort of slightly changed my mind on them. Like I feel like they're of their time. Like in the context of that time, they were quite a fun, sort of ska band. Yeah, they're not. The thing is, the problem with them, they were such an uncool ska band. Like you had like, people like the Specials that were just fucking wicked. Madness were like the novelty version of them, basically. So
I'd have Simply Red come on. I'd sooner listen to a Simply Red album than a Madness album.
Well, yeah, I think I probably would, but that's a couple of their songs. A lot of them, I'm not mad into all of them, but that's because I prefer soul music to. And as much as people might find that weird, like what's his name, Mick Hucknall.
Yeah.
He's got an amazing voice. He's got an actually amazing soul voice. Like no one's ever
Quality
gonna.
voice, man.
You know, as much as some people might think it's a bit naff, that you can't, you know, question. There was that
Well,
period.
Phil Collins gets a hard time as well. He's a fucking genius.
I know,
Isn't
but he's
he?
also. I think he gets that 'cause he's a bit of a melt, isn't he? And he's a bit.
Is he?
Bit of an old
But
Tory
his wife
wanker.
died, and that's when he wrote that album. Like, it's coming from such a painful.
I like a lot of
place.
Phil Collins stuff and Genesis, and like, you know, like,
And that drumming he did, like that.
Have you ever
famous...
seen? They're online on YouTube, I think. Somebody sent me a clip of it. There's these two, like, I think they're twins. They're like young black guys in America, and they just watch music videos and listen to the songs of stuff
I've seen
they've
that,
never heard,
yeah.
and it's them watching Something in the Air Tonight, and they can't believe, like, you watch them react to that, like,
yeah.
And they're like, they just can't believe what they're hearing. It shows.
I've not seen twins do it. I've seen one guy doing it in America, like songs that he's never heard. That are massive English
I think
songs.
these guys were like, they've been doing it for years, so that's just probably a new rip off of them, isn't it? That always happens.
Yeah.
Everything online now just says versions of it. People just like,
I know,
it's like the Wild West. People just nick other people's ideas, like, and just don't even mention them. I don't even credit them.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's just wrap it up here. I just want to see if there was a few more questions, but they're a bit too long and winded to go into. Let's just wrap it up because I've got to go and make breakfast for my 3 3/4-year-old. But yes, thanks everyone for listening. We'll be back next week with a guest. Thanks patrons. And that's about it, really, isn't it?
Thanks for the questions.
Yeah. And if you want to join up, sign up. Or this is probably the patron section, isn't it? This won't be going out publicly.
If you want to leave.
Yeah, patrons, if you want to say something racist and get the boot, feel free. We'll still keep your direct debit.
We'll sign you up to the splinter group, the racist one.